So, oh, I wasn't there in episode of Power Rangers yesterday. I'm sorry, I was trying to deal with the fact that my Xbox One is now a gas guzzler. I was trying to fix things up and trying to reassure everybody myself on how to fix it. My apologies, Trixie. Is there any way we can make it up to you? Yes. Do another episode of One Piece and get it released on time this time. I'll try. I suppose you all know what time it is. Are you guys sure you don't want to go to the other vids? Check out Power Rangers again? Just a little? Please? Luffy does something in Equestria, I don't know what, because for the past... What was it? 34 chapters, Luffy hasn't even spent any time in Equestria, and 10 of those he has been knocked out, asleep, barely able to do anything. You might as well call this Luffy makes a visit to Equestria for all the things he's done in Equestria. Chapter 40, I don't know anymore. Goodbye. Yang, Weiss, and Pyrrha whizzed down the halls. Blake pressed herself against Weiss's back. Guards emerging out of the wreckage watched them pass, and a few called out, but the girls kept their pace. Most of the guards stared for a moment, but quickly returned to sifting through what was left outside. Some were left staring off into the distance for a few seconds before they regained their senses. Perhaps it was the light hitting their eyes, or the shock of seeing the castle in such a state. But for the briefest of moments when the girls passed by, it looked like Twilight sparkles slumped over the... looked like Penny was slumped over the element of Loyalty's back, with wings of her own. Speeding through the shattered windows of the loosened stones of the hall, the girls raced into Luffy's room. Ace was slumped over the bed, one of his legs hooked over a bedpost. Sizable patch of covers under his feet was stained a deep red. His half-set eyes stared up at the girls. I'm drunk! Blake launched off of Pyrrha's back and flew over to him. Oh no. Ace! Mr. Ace! A gurgle moan escaped Ace's mouth. His voice came out a faint murmur. You're too loud. We need to get you to a doctor. Blake reached out to lift him up. We have to... No! Ace shouted. Blake jumped back from the flames that surged off of Ace. Just as they happened, the flames sputtered. Ace hacked to the bed, stinging it further. Mr. Ace, Blake sniffled. Go, Ace croaked. Just leave me with Luffy. What the hell are you talking about? Yang stopped over the bed. Luffy will be fine. You're the one that needs help. You... Ace wheezed and paused. I'm not doing well. Luffy still needs to wake up, though. So let's just get you some medical help. You in? Weiss stepped forward. What do you think if he sees you like this, though? Weiss clenched her jaw and managed to summon a spark of magic to her horn. Ace bared his teeth at her and sent up a few flames across his body. Magic washed over the flickering flames and fell to Ace. Weiss's breathing quickened. I know, Weiss cloaked out. You need a doctor. I messed up badly, I know, Ace croaked. Damn it! A round of claps sounded from a nearby window. Bravo. Fire Fist. Even in your last moments, you truly provide top entertainment. Pony rested atop one of the outer walls as broken stones. Oh, they're gonna spend years building this thing back up! A thick coat of pink feathers was draped over his back, concealing both his cutie mark and whether he was an earth pony or a Pegasus. His curved shades traced over the scene. The pony jumped off his paw as it fluttered to the ground. The girl's old terror tensed up, wanting the pony's grin. Oh, you ponies have been a treat to watch. He snickered. I can't imagine what one of my employees would give to hear about all this. But enough about me. Let's talk about you. Portuguese D. Ace. The pony raised up a leg and flexed a hoof. Ace seized up and squeezed at the top of his lungs before crumbling down to the ground. Pierre slit Penny off her back and exploded off the ground towards the menacing pony. The pony bent its hoof back. Something knocked the air out of Pierre and strung her in the middle of the air. With a snort, he tugged at her constraints. The reins bladed a few feet above the ground. The pony drew close to Pierre and licked her nose. Yang flung herself at him and sent a hoof towards his head. Oh, stop just like Pyrrha. The pony turned his head up towards Weiss and Blake, a smile sending a chill down their spines. Don't get ahead of yourselves, little ponies. Just sit tight and let the humans talk. The pony strolled forward like he owned the place. Weiss growled as he passed by. Blake spun away from Ace. Crouching down, she brought out her katana. Deep breaths, she opened her eyes, which shimmered with vibrant glow. The pony stopped inches from her and leered. Stop! Blake yelled. Her whip whipped around as she did the menacing ponies. I won't let you hurt Ace anymore! The pony snickered again. He pressed his face up against Blake's. A few sparks of black lightning rimmed to crimson. Crimson! Arced between the two of them. My. Today is full of surprises, the pony mused. Guess it wasn't clear enough. You're way out of your league. All four girls gasped and went to their knees. A narrow indent marked their neck. They tried to pull whatever it was off, but the invisible substance wouldn't buzz. Stop! A jet of flame shot up and smashed against the lattice of white lines in front of the messy pony's face. Across from him, Ace stood tall with one hoof of flame and smaller fires raging across his body. Let them go, Don Flamingo. Ace roared. Of course. With a bend of Don Flamingo's hoof, every pony gasped for air. Pierre and Yang's relief was short-lived before they crashed to the ground. Getting back to their hoofs, they threw glares at Don Flamingo, making him chuckle. Pierre looked at a hoof on the ground, but Mint resisted. Shuddering, she lowered her leg. See? Don Flamingo chuckled. When you listen, things go much more smoother. What did you do? Ace pressed a hoof against his chest. His stomach rolled, feeling something wrapped around his insides. Why, I've given you time. Don Flamingo shook his head in a dismissive manner. Look, the war was just business. But personally, I admire a man that can bring such chaos to the world. It's been fun watching everyone risk everything to keep you alive, too. Unfortunately, business calls again. Don Flamingo flicked a hoof. He had constant spots around Ace. Still wrapped around his legs and neck. Then why bother setting me up, or whatever you did? Don Flamingo held at his shoulders and cackled. He pressed her on Ace's face. Because I thought it'd be fun to make a deal with you. You got nothing to lose at this point, and I've got a bit to gain. What is it you want? Don Flamingo tilted his head. No light caught out his shades now, turning them into endless voids. The flame fruit. Like hell! Don Flamingo cracked his neck. Ace clutched his chest across the floor. No need to yell, Don Flamingo said. I'm in no particular rush, and you've got the best few minutes left without my help. Either way, I'll get the fruit. This way's just a lot less of a hassle. Plus, I'll even sweeten the deal. Wait. Was Ace even that badly hurt in the last chapter? I mean, I know a lot of awesome things happened, but give me a sec. Okay, I just got back and I saw nothing that said why Ace is in such bad condition. He didn't even look that badly hurt. And if Don Flamingo did it, why did he bother coming over here? Why did he just wait? I was like, when did Don Flamingo get here? How did he... Was this reference back in that whole entire story about Trafalgar Law and Equestria that I skipped? Because you made that a side story. but you're putting in important plot points that happened in your side story? No! That's wrong! If you got an important plot point, set it up here. Look, in Fallen Starfleet, I've been busy setting up some smaller tidbits here and there in those type of stories, but they're nothing big that are going to have huge influences on the plot in the main story. They're side stories, but I actually say it, I'm not referencing big things in there. Anything that happens, you can figure it out on your own. I'm this close to cracking. A syringe with blue ficus liquid floated out Don Flamingo's coat and twirled in front of Ace. Agree to the deal, and I'll give you this. You'll make Straw Hat up for a few minutes. Like I believe a word you say, Ace spat. Please. Don Flamingo chuckled. What would I gain in lying to you that I won't gain in being honest? Killing Straw Hat would just be a headache with no benefits. You, on the other hand, have had your head on the chopping block for a while. Admit it, I'm offering you more than you could have hoped for with the government. Ace stared at the syringe. When he glanced over the bed, Don Flamingo's grin widened. How long would I have to think about this? Ace asked. Don't be stupid! Something pulled Pierre's mouth shut. However long you want, answered Don Flamingo. I'm in no particular rush. So feel free to think about your last words before waking Straw Hat. Just give him a nice jab in the neck when you're ready. We stepped towards Don Flamingo, but kept her head low. We can get you to a hospital in time. That'd be breaking the rules, Don Flamingo hummed. Speaking of which, raising Huff over his head, Don Flamingo shot out a triangle of strings. He flew up and then arced towards the ground, enclosing the room in a cage of white veins. Don't want any pony turning on your final moments with your brother. But, you know, I'm starting to realize what Don Flamingo is. He's the canon. He is the canon, breaking into this fic and saying, Ace has to die! I'm the guy asking, why? No, he has to die. Why? To follow the plot. Why? To follow the plot of the show. Why? Because it has to happen. Why? To follow the plot. Why? To follow the show. Why? You don't even know, do you? The only reason why Ace is this badly hurt and dying is because it happened in the manga. The entire room rumbled. The cage instant closer, slicing through the floor like butter. Just a little warning. You really don't want just the strings. Don Flamingo tilted his head back. So, Ace, when will it be? Ace inhaled deeply, reached down and took a hold of the syringe. It stayed firmly planted in his hoof. The bond sent a silver up his arm. Ace, no. Blake whimpered. It's been fun, Portuguese D-Ace. Don Flamingo strutted over to the edge of his cage and leaned against it. Enjoy these last moments of life. I'm looking forward to seeing what you do. Don Flamingo's howling face split into 3 slices. His bite slipped through the cage and exploded into strings. His laugh echoed in everybody's head. One start, Pierre galloped over towards Ace. She halted when Blake took a hold of him. Full brown stare pierced Ace. What are you thinking? She yelled. I don't care what that Flamingo Pony thinks he is. He doesn't get the right to say when you live and when you die. Blake's words trailed off and tears trembled on her face. You can't do this. You can't. I have to. No, you can't. We can't just continue following the plot of the manga and forcing you to bring up plot points. Then, what was the point of the author saving you earlier? What was the point of giving you those few scenes? What was the point of actually having you here on Equestria? Why didn't he just kill you right off when you were supposed to die? That means that this whole freaking scenario of you coming back to life and staying here is utterly pointless! Look, I have to die, otherwise Luffy can't. Who says Luffy can't? Who says you can't just say, hey, Luffy, you know what? Maybe you should train to get stronger. Who says that you just can't go off and say, you know what, Luffy? You need to become a better pirate. What? You gonna say it? The world gonna say it? You just had to put this in just because it happened in the manga! Weiss came to Blake's side and offered her shoulder. Blake latched onto her and sobbed. Weiss reached around and stroked Blake's back while raising her eyes over to Ace. But you've really done it now, Mr. Ace, she huffed. When this is all over, I want to make sure you pay Blake back for every tear you just made her shed. Honestly, accepting your death just because some gaudy pony tells you. I don't even know why I was worried about your injury, seeing how stubborn you are. I'm with Weiss on this. I mean it. I'm with our heiress. This is stupid. This is dumb. Real dumb. Ace is just basically going, well, Don Flamingo says I have to die. And the plot of the show says I have to die. There's no real rhyme, no reason. You know, I honestly knew this was coming from TV tropes. But I thought it was due to some epic battle with Luffy and Ace teaming up against Don Flamingo, fighting one-on-one, fighting as brothers, taking him on. But this is just basically him going, well, time to die. Ugh. F this. But maybe I'm wrong. Ace furrowed his brow at her. Why worry? Nobody will miss me here, and my crew already thinks I'm dead. Except for this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ponies over there. Maybe Luna, Luffy. His face softened and he looked over to the bed. The least I could do is say goodbye to Luffy. A thin sea of sweat appeared over Blake's face. Now, Mr. Ace, Don Flamingo Theater, or whatever his name is quite intimidating. With how you are now, I'm sure we can get to your doctor in time. This heat is nothing some monster can handle. Even if we were to get out of here, I'd be dead before we took one step. Ace brought home to his torso. I can feel it. The only thing that's keeping me going is whatever he did. As soon as that gives... Wait. When did he get the hole in his stomach? How did... When did he get that... When did he get the damage from Akainu? It was Chrysalis who stopped it. You're fine. You were walking around earlier. Blackbeard did nothing. And I just checked over that chapter again. T-Rex did nothing. How are you this badly hurt? Why are you suffering? Why are you in pain? Yang raked a hoof against the ground. No, this has to be something we can do. Ace sighed and took a seat at the base of the bed. It's none of your concern. The life on the seas is one that can end in a flash. Pirates that don't heed the advice are often the ones that wind up dead anyway. Pierre reached out and grabbed him by his shoulders. So, you're just going to sit down and accept it? What else can I do? Ace shot back. He snorted and lowered his head, looking at Pyrrha. I'd sure like to see my crew again, but they'll carry on. You know that Pops, they're strong. And Luffy... Excuse me one sec. There's something I need to discover here. I'll be right back. There's something about this writing that seems familiar. Writer's room. Ah, the writer of this fact. Mikey! How did I know it was you? Fucking you'll never know where I'll show up. Well, you know. This part was guest written by Mike, and that explains everything. Ha 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 ha. What a pile of shit. I hate humanity and I hate everything in it. Ace gazed up at the bed. Forget it. I'll save that for when I'm ready. What's stopping you now, you jerk? Pyrrha asked, her rage breaking. I agree with Pyrrha. I'm with Pyrrha too. Thank you. Glad I'm not the only one who sees this as an asinine thing. You're giving up on life. You're letting yourself die just because of reasons. Just because the plot says so. This is horrible. Ace crossed his legs over his chest and took his head. Sorry, he said after a moment. This is my problem. I didn't mean to drag you into it. This is probably one of the worst death sequences Ace has ever had. A white hoof whacked Ace across the face. Oh, can I join? Ace rubbed his cheek. I probably had that coming. You most certainly did, White sniffed. Do you really think Pyrrha is mad and Blake is just pissed? Well, I am too! I imagine it is pretty upsetting. Keep talking like that, and I promise a slap from lice will be the least of your problems. For dust's sake, how can you be so calm? This is your life we're talking about! My life was never anything too special, Ace sighed. I got more than I deserved. Yes. Then you built up from it. You see, this is the problem with putting Ace's life into only 3 chapters. We could have really gotten some emotional pathos out under all this if we spent, longer with Ace and he wasn't spending all his time whining. How? Weiss couldn't hold back her rage. How could you say that? Ace flexed the leg and watched a few veins press up against his skin. I heard the greatest threat to this island was called Discord. What incarnation does that have anything to do with anything? Asked Yang. What would you do with his son? Ace replied. We just finished kicking his butt, Pierre said from the other side of the bed. We should be having a big party right about now. What's it to you? A hollow laugh rose up across Ace's cheeks. There you go. I know better than that demon. How? Oh, no, Ace. You see, you could get away with that in One Piece because we've got no clue what Gold Roger did. You can get away with saying stuff like that. You can also get away with saying stuff when you were a kid because you didn't have a crew to back you up. You didn't have so much. Near the end of your life in the manga, you showed that you've learned to appreciate the life that you've been given. But here, you just saw a guy transform a bunch of innocent ponies into monsters. And one griffin. No, I'm still not understanding how he got to Gilda in about, 5 minutes? Well, one problem at a time here. You're saying you are no better than that. T-Rex must have smacked you pretty hard in the head. Yang speaks for us all! Yang tightened her jaw. You're not making any sense. What does he at Discord have to do with you at all? My father, Ace snarled. The covers at his back smoked and blackened. My real father was just as bad. Really? He was the devil. Really? Really, Ace? You just saw all this. And you're still believing that? Blake managed to raise her head up. Behind her tangled eyes and beneath her rays, her mouth began to form something other than a growl. That doesn't mean you're a bad person! Blake stomped off, trying to cut down the strings. Yang gave her a pat on the back, while White stayed at her side. She's right, you know. Forget whatever you're thinking about Discord, T-Regging your father. They're not you! Ace let out a dry chuckle. That's not how most people see it. Well, forget most people then, Yang shouted. She stomped her hooves, hard enough to send cries to the floor. What about your crew? Your brother? Did they ever give a flying feather about any of that? Weiss drew in her breath and nodded. Flared nostrils and gritted teeth framed Yang's face. Trembling arms looked ready to fall upon Ace. They didn't. Ace slumped further down in the bed. No matter how long I lived, I could never repay them, he sighed. But look where it's gotten them. Gotten you. You stupid cult. They didn't care! You know, I'm right now so with Yang on this. Will somebody please tell me who this emo brat is and what he's done with Ace? I mean, I swear, I feel like I'm reading Sissy Ikari dialogue. Hey, I know you were expecting me to use Sasuke, but let's be fair here. Sasuke is a tool, and not a depressed emo. He is a complete tool that will let himself be used by others just to get power. And he's also an abusive tool. However, not what some people forget. Not once had Sasuke ever say that his life was useless, that he wanted to die, and that he felt like a worthless piece of crap. As a matter of fact, I know what Sasuke would have done if he was faced with the same situation as, say, Shinji and was told by Gendo Ikari to, that you're useless, etc., etc. Sorry! Point being, Shinji Ikari's emo. Sasuke is the goth kid who says we don't understand his needs. Thank you. Now back to your fic. In one swift moment, Yang attacked Ace and sent him flying across the bed. They want you! Ace seized up. Two hooves thrust up to cover his face. One saw multiply until he read just by. I know! I'm sorry. I refuse to believe that this turn is the real Ace. I don't even think he's voiced by Travis Willingham. I think he's voiced by Shinji Ikari. That's the only explanation anymore. Hey. A voice called out. Everybody's head spun around. Through the remains of the hallway, Crow was running up towards the group. Crow! Blake sucked in her breath. Stop! Burst of pressure exploded out of Blake. When it waltzed over Crow, he froze the inches away from the cage. Shaking, he raced up beside him and slashed at it. What's going on? Why is it so cold? Why is every pony crying? Why does every pony look like they want to kill the nearby emo twerp? What's this cage thing? Don't touch it! Weiss ordered. Whipping her face, he let her fail from Maceville from her muzzle. Crap, now's not a good time. What are you talking about? I thought the fighting was over. At least that's what Cadence thought. I could send her a message and warn her if... Twilight? That's Penny? Crow's jaw dropped as seen Penny laying on the ground, winged straight across the floor. He pointed a finger at one of them. Okay, that first. We don't know either, Yang answered. When we got up after the fight, Penny was just like that. That's good. Crow scratched his head. I mean, you're one, right? But you're all crying. Where's Pyrrha? A hoof raced up from behind the bed. Here! Well, alright then. Why do you all, like some ponies, decide that dies were following the plot over? Yang and Weiss reeled back. Blake just growled. Crow shook his head. Okay. Who's being the twerp? Me! Cincy levered back to his post and marched over to the edge of the cage. A weight dragged into Crow's gut, looking at him. Where are the others? Velvet gave them first aid when they all brought by her at the Crystal Caves. She's probably taking them and the rest of the ponies that got hurt to the hospital now that it's safe. Crow answered to glanced over the girls. It was a guard saw you all run, and I had to make sure every pony was safe. That's good to hear. Ace smiled down at Crow. Penny's lucky to have a companion like you. You should go to the hospital now, though. Blackbeard rubbed you bad, too. Not. Crow shook his head. Not until you tell me why every pony's so quiet. And why everybody looks pissed off at you. Spike. Lice sniffed. Fresh tears bubbled up once she made her way over to the cage's edge. Race from Ace stopped her halfway. I've made some bad choices, Spike. No, duh. Ace sighed, sounding tired beyond his years. I'm sorry, but you probably wanted to hear some more pirate stories. But I have to go. Why? Because it follows the plot. Why? Because the story says so. Why? Because there's no reason to. I expect as much. The lumping Crow's gut balloon. Go where? Ace turned towards Weiss. Hey, know any of the spells the princess used to knock me out? Weiss nodded her head. Yeah, with one. What? Crow said. He flew out and collapsed on the cage. He yelped and tumbled to the ground with 2 cuts on his palms. Right before, he kept one eye trying on Weiss. His ever horn already aglow. Don't do it, Weiss. You're acting all crazy. Ooh. He grated his feet off the ground. Oh, great. Let me guess. Ace is acting all depressed and emo, worse than Shinji Ikari on a good day, and you are all trying to convince him to try to live. Ugh. He glared at Ace and then proceeded to flip him off. Weiss, meanwhile, was going very bright. Wait. He raised a hoof. Weiss' horn dimmed while Crow exhaled normally. Alright, what's going on? Why do you have to go? I never belonged here. That's bullcrap. You're a smart crow. You knew I had a crow back at you. At least that's what I like to say. It's kind of funny. When I first joined Pops' crew, I acted like the brat I've been here. You still put it up with me, though. I did. I was ready to cut your head off with a Sea Prince of Stone sword. Ace placed a hoof to his chest and glanced aside. It was short, Spike, but it was nice meeting you and your friends. Goodbye. Wow, that would have a whole lot more emotion if I felt like any of this was earned. Weiss's spell soon passed the keys of strings and crashed as a crow. Spike went limp and he crashed to the ground. Weiss also went to her knees, forlorn look. Ace walked over about his head. I'm sorry. Weiss does punch Ace hard in the face. Scent of smoke and blood filled with the air, yet all Ace could smell was the spray of salty spray of the sea. The distant listening of a ship echoed in his ears. He smiled. Again, didn't Chrysalis kind of stop this? How did he get so badly damaged? T-Rex didn't do anything. I think I got my answer. He walked over to bed, each Zecora going across the room. There's only one thing left. The sound of the sea, of course, was the cannon telling him to come back. Reaching down, he tried to grab at the syringe on his hose, but unable to grasp it. He drew in a breath when Yang easily lifted it up and placed it beside Luffy's head. Don't do this. Not after all your brother's done for you! What would you do in my place? Yes. Most people would never get a chance like this. I stand and fight. I would actually do my best to keep going. If they get healed, I would do whatever I can. I have a good maid over my side. I could probably have her freeze me until we can get me to a doctor. Indeed, I wouldn't give up like this. I wouldn't just quit just because I had a few bad years. You think you're hot enough? You think your life was bad? Oh, look at me! My life is so full of tears and sorrow because everybody thought I was a demon. At least you had freedom. At least you got out. I was in a freaking cage. My father abused me. My mother was a drunkard. My sister left. I was stuck with the only family I had being a whiny, piss-filled for a brother. You think you're hot enough? But did I quit? No! I did not. I stood my ground. And I do not want to hear a word of you, you whiny piece of shit! Lyston turned around and walked away. Ruby just frowned. You know, when I first met you, I thought you were really cool. Wanna know what I would do? I would rely on everybody around me. You know, when I first came to Beacon, I didn't think I needed anybody but Yang, my Crescent Rose, and a tub of milk. Heck, when I first landed, that's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to find Yang or just get out. Then I met Weiss and I thought, okay, might as well make the best I had. Now I realize, Ruby sighed, looking over the three of them. I wouldn't imagine having my team being anybody else. And that's where you gotta live! The top of Yang's head disappeared under her hair, stealing her legs, so Yang angled the syringe closer to Luffy's neck. Hurry. Up. Ace guided the syringe down and pressed forward. It was quiet for a moment before Luffy gave a snort. His eyes flared open and he shot up. Wiping his head around, he froze at the sight of Ace by his bed. A smile spread over his face and he could soon have his face. Ace! He cried while wiping his nose around him. He suddenly pulled back, but kept hugging Ace, causing his lips to elongate. Wait, I've never seen Ace as a pony. You smell just like him. It's me, Luffy. Ace reached around and returned a hug, while Luffy strengthened his. Ace felt his chest grow damp. Ace, I'm so happy. When I passed out, I thought... Luffy gave his head a shake and snickered. That was a pretty close call, huh? His head spun around like an owl and grinned at every pony. Hey, you guys held out buds too. I owe you. Luffy. Ace shouted. Luffy's head snapped back and Clay's guard down. You idiot. I ought to beat you black and blue for all the reckless crap you pulled. Luffy glanced down. I just thought... You didn't think. What would your friends say if you died saving me? Ace broke away from Luffy and hefted his shoulders. Ace, Luffy muttered. Sorry. Oh, that's neither here nor there. Reaching out his hose, Ace took hold of Luffy again. Luffy, I need you to listen carefully. I don't know how long you've got to stay awake. Luffy nodded. Sure. First, next time you see Daedon, give her my regards. This is even making me nostalgic for Daedon. Ace. Luffy's smile shook a little. You tell Daedon on your own. I know you hate bandits. Ace lowered his head and gazed to bed. If I hadn't had a little brother to take care of, I'd given up after Sabo. Luffy's ears pressed down against his neck. Ace hugged Luffy and held him tight. But I had you. Then I had my crew as well. I thought nobody wanted me, and they couldn't be helped. Luffy felt something jump on his shoulder. I know that's not the case anymore, Ace said, his voice shaking to a whisper. That just leaves one thing I've left undone. I'm sorry, Luffy. I wasn't able to see your dream through to the end. Luffy jerked backwards, causing a bit of blood to trail off his shoulder and onto the bed. Ace smiled now, despite the steady stream of red running down his face. Ace! You're hurt! Luffy said. He spun around and glared at the girls. Help him! Use magic or something! We would, but he's suicidal. They've done enough. Luffy froze and turned slowly to Ace again. Ace, no! Luffy banged a hoof against Ace's chest. No, no, no! Luffy, listen. Luffy seized up and stared straight into Ace's eyes. Ace raised a hoof and stroked Luffy's mane. I know you can do it, he coughed. I'm sorry, but if you ever met my crew again, please give them this message. It's for you too. Ace pulled Luffy closely as he could. Tears spilled down his cheeks. Thank you for loving me. Not enough. Ace's wail echoed across the room. In the manga, this is one of the most tearful moments of the whole entire series. Not here. A bit more blood spurted from his mouth. He slanted to Luffy. Blake just growled, shaking her head and turning away, disgusted by the scene before her. Glowed as bright as gold. Please, Ace called out to the girls. Take care of Luffy. Luffy shook his head. No, I refuse to believe that Ace is this emo! Luffy then pulled back Ace's mask, revealing a pony fight, Sissy Hikari. Hi. Sissy, what are you doing here? Oh, Ace just said something about this is getting too depressing, too sad, too pathetic for him, and he laughed, so you're kind of stuck with me. So if you could you please continue just the scene as is? Sure. Ace slipped from Luffy's shoulder and thudded to the bed. Ace? Ace? I miss you. I miss you too, little brother. Luffy turned around, and there was Ace on the window. Luffy smiled and gaunted his brother into midair. Always repulsed and promptly fall. Luffy then used his Gomago no power still floating down. The two brothers then shared a big hug. But as for this fic in this particular scene, of all the stupid, asinine, surge-jumping bullshit! That's it. I'm reading kindness as a reward tomorrow.